Hi Taurus, and welcome to your October 2020 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk to you about the energies coming in for your sign in October. Really nice energy I'm feeling for you, Taurus. I'm feeling like things are picking up. I'm feeling like you're getting busier. I'm feeling like you're getting more excited for future goals and future possibilities. Basically, right off the bat, I'm feeling like you're becoming more optimistic and you're becoming more self-confident, and you're seeing rewards on the horizon for a new level of self-confidence. But it feels like it's maybe being a little bit harder than it has to be to get to this level of self-confidence that you know is warranted from what you're doing and from what you're striving for. You've got an interesting process coming in October, and all of the earth signs do. You know, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus are very heavy this month, but prosperous as well, and able to make things much better for themselves. We're starting out the month of October with that extremely heavy stationary Capricorn triple conjunction. And obviously your sign of Uranus is retrograde as well. So you might feel like a lot of things are retrograde in your life. You might feel like you just can't, like you can't decide. You can't really come to the perfect conclusion of how you want to, measure your time, what you want your energy to go to. It feels confusing, and you just want to know one way or another. It's not so much that you want to make something be this or change this, but you just want to really have a good sense of clarity on what you do want, and to just want it and to not question it anymore. So I think that that's sort of what you're getting toward by the end of the month, is just not questioning where you are, just knowing and being assured in your efforts. That's where we really want to get you for October, is assurance in your efforts. Okay. And how you're going to get to that is going to be through really subtracting any other people's influence and gazing at what remains after that. Taurus can be very influenced by other people, and it is a sign that relates with a lot of other people. So you try to really take other people's needs into account when you make decisions. You try to really make sure that you're giving the best thing to everybody around you. And you have the Hermit coming up. You have Three of Swords. You have Six of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles, and Four of Pentacles. There's something about what's being allocated, the energy that's being allocated, the resources that are being allocated. Something's not quite the right fit, it feels like, with that, and you are making it the right fit this month. It's so funny with all this earth energy that we're having, it's like so Pentacles oriented. You've got the 2, the 4, the 6, and the 9 of Pentacles. So you guys might be having a change in career. You guys might be majorly reconsidering your philosophy toward time, money, and energy. And some of you might be having brilliant new ideas about how to flourish in this kind of economy. It's quite true that being like a solo entrepreneur right now is a great way to go. It's not right for everybody, and it's not something that you need to leave everything behind to do. But I really am feeling that for you with the Hermit and with 9 of Pentacles and all of this, other pentacle-oriented stuff. Some of you might really be wanting to start your own business or become a solopreneur, as they are called nowadays. So I think that has a lot of potential for you. But also, it's obviously not going to be every single Taurus that's there. If it doesn't have to do with career, or if it doesn't have to do with economics, I think that it more so has to do with what you're putting your energy towards. So some of you need more. It's maybe too gray zone now. It's not exciting enough. And you want something, and it's kind of like Taurus is just wanting something exciting. There's a need for excitement, or a need for something that you maybe didn't expect to come in as you kind of go on a hermitage, or as you maybe permit yourself to be less involved with other people. You start to get your posture better. You start to really hold yourself differently, and you start to see a much more empowering surrounding as well. So I will exercise a bit of caution toward you with the 3 of Swords and the 7 of Cups. There is something that relates to potential or purpose becoming a coping mechanism for pain. Okay, this is really important, not just for you, but for many other people right now. One of the ways that is very typical to cope from the Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto retrograde in Capricorn is to become a workaholic, or to start to just completely latch onto a purpose and become nothing but the embodiment of that purpose. And sometimes that leads to tricky endings or tricky conclusions with purposes, because there's not really anything else that's a tangible aspect of our lives other than that. So if it goes awry, we kind of feel like we don't have anything else. And that can be a dangerous place to get psychologically. So what I advise, Taurus, is to make sure that you have a few different things in different places, whereas you have this one purpose or this one goal and it is really directing you, you also have a nice home environment, or you also have a nice health routine that is completely separate from that. And maybe you also have a dating life if you're single, and it's not, too much pressure there. It's not too tense. It's just, it is what it is. Or maybe if you're coupled, you have a great, weekly date night to look forward to, and it has nothing to do with career. You get what I'm getting at. It's like you need things in other places to not get too invested. Seven of Cups, it's about, and I feel this so prevalently for so many people, investing all of my light or all of my purpose into this one thing that's not yet here, and sort of losing track of myself because of that. We have to watch out for that, especially as a result of heartbreak or trauma. So anyway, Taurus, let's get into the week to week and see more clearly what's coming up for you, and we'll get some more messages. So week number 1 of October, you've got 4 of Pentacles rooted down by 6 of Pentacles. So yes, there's nothing wrong with knowing what you want now. There's nothing wrong with deciding how you want to put out and how you want to take in, So yes, rebudgeting, easy interpretation of that. Saving way more, perhaps. Watch out for holding grudges or for holding on to too many experiences, okay? And also try to not find yourself in too many situations where you're in this 6 of Pentacles situation where you're either giving out to someone or you're begging from someone. I feel like that's very, again, prevalent right now, and the people who really flourish in the long term have kind of outgrown that, and it's much more even kilter stuff going on versus these hierarchical relationships. So yeah, ideas of hierarchy, ideas of energetic disposition, these things are very prevalent for you in the first week, and it's just really important to find your heart within it. Okay, try to not just get too focused on money or too focused on anything material, and find the heart idea, because you've got that 3 of Swords, and it's the heart is just not quite coming through in some of these things, and your challenge really is to merge these wonderful material ideas with heart chakra focus. This is really the key to your success right now. So week number 2, you have the Hermit rooted down by 9 of Pentacles. You are earning your way. You are maybe doing something that's difficult and it takes a lot of repetition, and maybe you're the only one who can, make some of these things happen that you're working on, and that will benefit you in time to come. You might even feel a little bit burned out. You might feel a little bit tired, but you start to invent new ways, or you start to get visions of how this works. The more that you work, the more that you commit, the more that you decide how things are going to go for you, you get new visualization of the best possible means of creating that. And yeah, I do think that is going to require a transition soon. I think that that's going to require a new way of looking at your life, a new way of looking at your output, definitely. And maybe that's not happening right then, but you're lighting the way in that darkness. The Hermit is about new territory as well. We don't talk about this a lot, but it's not just about solitude. It's not just about going off by yourself. It's also about lighting unknown territory and seeing what else is there. So it can be kind of whereas I have this full-time job, whereas I have this family, I am kind of, maybe taking a different route. I'm looking at other places, and that can be troublesome in a way too. But from an integrity-based place, you can really start to find components that are really harmonious with you that you never knew existed. And that's really the blessing of the second week. And it really builds you up. It really clothes you. It really, in the 9 of Pentacles fashion, gives you much more comfort in life potentially. So week number 3, Taurus, you've got 3 of Swords rooted down by 6 of Wands. So yeah, this whole broken heart, difficult traumatic experiences, gray cloud experiences, those are going to start to give you more confidence, okay? It feels like you're getting a lot of distance from times like these, and now you can start to let it build you and clothe you. Again, there's something about being clothed. There's something about maybe new clothing or new materials or new comfortable flowing garments that's coming up for you guys with 9 of Pentacles and 6 of Wands. And perhaps allowing yourself to think of things like this, like, okay, I had that heartbreak, but now I have this wonderful piece of clothing and it is beautiful, and that's that. And, you know, I might still have that relationship from a long time ago, and I might be wearing really ugly clothes now, and that wouldn't be good. You know, there's sometimes a Taurus just has to break things down like this and get over these old things of the past, you know. But if it's happened to you in the present moment, in the 3 of Swords sense, like if you've just had a bit of a like mini heartbreak there, or there's something that's like maybe been disappointing that's happened, it's important to, you know, just walk it off. Like, this is a time with all this Capricorn stuff where we don't have a lot of like room to just grieve and cry and be upset about things and moan in frustration. Like, we can do it, but it doesn't really bring us much. We have to really transmute it into something more purposeful, into something more usable at our, you know, with our own capability. So important food for thought. Week number 4, this is an important week for you guys. 7 of Cups rooted down by 2 of Pentacles. So the decision of how you're moving forward, the decision of how you want to take what you have now and apply it to the future. It's a very application time. Maybe you're filling out applications for jobs. Maybe you're applying for positions. Maybe you're applying your mind to a completely new process that you've never done before. So new artistic projects, just new goals shaping up and forming. And yeah, sometimes it's like a crossroads too. You know, you've got to, you know, maybe if I go this way, I need to focus less on this. Like, really think about how we're meant to have everything. We're meant to have a little bit of everything at least. But sometimes to have more potatoes is to have like less macaroni. You know, it's like sometimes we have to think more and less in a very harmonious way. Like, it's not great to have more potatoes and more macaroni at the same time. You know, it's not good for you, even though they're both like yummy things. You know, it's good to just think this way. And it's kind of a revelation to me as well. Like, it's not about quitting anything. It's not about never having either one or all or nothing mentality, because that can be a problem here too. But it's good to just kind of realize, okay, I'm really focusing on macaroni right now. I'm not going to focus so much on potatoes. And we have to almost make it simple like that with all this earth energy. Like, instead of thinking, okay, I'm going to focus more on this relationship and less on this business, when that might be what we really are dealing with. Like, we just have to kind of think of it simplistically like that. Like, there are just truths, you know, like you don't want to mix starches together, you know? And that's that. So is it going to linger? Maybe. Maybe you have a lingering time of mixing starches, of a transitional time. But by like the new year of 2021, this needs to be like really streamlined, okay? And this is kind of entering into that transitional time from now until the end of December 2020. You're really going to phase out and phase in different ways. So it's enjoyable to have that kind of control over your life, though, Taurus. You know, the buffet is in front of you. You know, you can get all the macaroni and all the potatoes that you want, but, you know, it's not just given to you. Nobody else is preparing your plate for you and choosing for you. You're preparing your plate. You're choosing how much you're getting of things. So now it's time to use that discretion, okay? But overall, really good progress for Taurus. I know it's weird for Earth signs in the month of October. I'm seeing that theme for you guys, and you are lighting new territory. And understand that with like new territory, there can be, you know, kind of not the strongest sense of security, but there's a promise and a protection about it too. The Hermit is always a sign of protection, so don't worry about all of this. But do know that there's a phasing in and a phasing out, a very direct phase change for Taurus. And anyway, Taurus, let's talk more about that phase change and your extended on Patreon. I'm going to conclude the general now. If you guys want to sign up for Patreon, it's a great way to support this channel. You get all the readings, early and ad-free, all the extended readings, and I do weekly T-chats. I forecast every week ahead over on Patreon, and that is really what keeps this channel going. So if you guys have been considering it for a while, do check it out now. I also have a new merch line below. I know everyone likes to support in different ways, so there's really cool limited edition pieces and just a lot of fun things for you guys to check out. But anyway, without further ado, Taurus, I'm going to jump over to Patreon for your extended now. You can click the center of your video or the link in the description below, and we will talk about a central theme and 2 supporting themes to get more insight on this reading. I'll talk to y'all later. Much love. Bye.